Hello there and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you coming around and checking out this side of YouTube. I make videos on hair care, on personal finance, and what is going on at the moment, some lifestyle videos. So hopefully you will like the content and you will subscribe, you will share it with your friends, anyone you think might benefit from this information, and I would really appreciate that. In today's video, we're going to talk about winter. We're going to talk about winter on our hair care. That's my natural hair texture there I'm showing you. And we're going to talk a bit about why we need to winterize. So we know in the winter, the weather is colder, it's gloomy, our mood is down, it's dark outside. If you're in this side of the world, it's not like the pictures that you see on the TV. The weather is very mushy and grey and dirty and just grey. And we want to switch up our clothes, so we change to the more heavier clothes. And in the same way we've done that, we want to change up our hair routine. As the weather drops from autumn to winter, there is a drop in the humidity, and this is not very good for our hair, and we have to change some of the practices that we've been doing in the summer. Also, your hair probably would have had a lot of drying from the summer months, and now we need to put back some moisture in. So the cold weather and the wind sucks the moisture out of our hair and skin. Also, we're indoors a lot, and so the central heating is dehydrating, and this makes our hair brittle. Now, never go out with damp hair, and we'll come to that later on. And also it wreaks havoc on your scalp. So the wind is strong and you're out there and it's stripping your skin away, and it's also stripping your hair. Everything dries out faster. And so yes, we need to change up what we've been doing. Probably just having quick wash and goes and going out in the summer, or maybe if it was a sort particularly really warmer autumn, then we was doing that as well. But those practices are not necessary in the autumn, and we need to really switch up and make sure that the practices that we do allows the hair that we've grown to stay on, because obviously if our hair dries out, it will break and we will not be retaining all of that length that we have gathered. So it's important to look as we go from season to season, just as we change our clothes out. If the weather changes drastically where you are, just as we change our clothes and change up our skin routine, we need to also look into our hair routine to make sure that the things and practices that we do help to keep the hair on our head. Okay, so let us get into some of the tips that has worked for me over the years. As I said to you, a lot of the tips that I'm not really a qualified hair person, but I've been doing research on hair care for over 15 years, and so a lot of these tips that I've gathered is by researching, and some that I've noticed and implemented into my routine and thought, okay, I will share it along with you guys, and hopefully you'll find some of these tips beneficial. So my first suggestion is not to co-wash your hair as often. As I said, in the summer months we may have been co-washing our hair, and you really need to not do that as much, because if you go outside with cold hair, it's going to obviously wreak havoc on your strands, and you may end up losing them. They might snap, they might get frozen and break off, and so you don't want to be co-washing so often. In the same vein, you want to ensure that your scalp is clean. Remember, you've been putting oils and butters and all sorts on your hair, so you want to make sure that you have a clean scalp in the winter. Make sure you give your scalp a good scrub, and there obviously is many ways you can scrub your scalp. So next, and really importantly, is moisturizing your hair. And why do you want to do this? You want to make sure that your hair has got enough moisture in there. Yes, as I said before, the central heating, for those of us who are still in lockdown, the central heating is on, we're indoors a lot, and that's also drying our hair out, and that within itself can cause a lot of issues, can cause dryness to skin, to your scalp, to your hair. So you want to make sure that you are using thick butters, shea butter. You want to reach for the oils such as castor oil, the really thick oils that will allow your hair to be sealed in properly. And you want to get something very moisturizing. You can try mango butter or something really thick. The next one you want to do, you want to make sure that any style you do, and this one is really a stretched out hair tucked away. Some naturals obviously just wear their own, have a stretched hair routine, and if that is you, you want to make sure if you are going outside that your ends are protected. So I always recommend that you tuck your hair away. You make sure that you don't go out just having flowing hair, not only just because of the weather, but we're wearing thicker clothes, we've got things you know, that are woolen, and because of our hair texture and the static that will get onto your hair, and then you might lose all that progress. So in the winter, you want to tuck your ends away. Here I'm showing you a style that I've done, a natural hairstyle. As you can see, it still looks beautiful, it still looks elegant, and your ends are tucked away, so you can still really look nice. I mean, we don't just want to have the woolly hats on. Sometimes we have occasions to go to, and so we want to make sure that we're still looking presentable, but we're also adhering to all of, you know, the things that we've learned about our hair. We tuck them in, make sure that you, whatever style it is, that your hair is tucked in. Protective style allows us to achieve length, and so that's why we do it. We protective style for most of the year, and especially in winter, because we want to retain that 1.5 inches of hair that we gain. Hopefully we want to make sure that we are retaining that hair, and so crochet braids is my my go-to. I'm a busy mom, and so I do crochet braids. I cornrow my hair, and then I add this braid to it, and so I definitely recommend using crochet braids. It also allows easy takedown, so that you can just re-moisturize your hair, re-braid it back quickly, and get back to your routine without having a long takedown process, and that allows you to get the moisture back in your hair. Load up on a leave-in treatment. I've just mentioned before, mango butter, but yes, make sure that your hair has got thick, heavy oils on, because this is the winter and you really need to step up your leave-in treatment game. Okay, so yeah, goes without saying, make sure that you are trying to moisturize your hair daily, and I've talked about putting things where your toothpaste is. So yeah, and you know, we need a good deep conditioner. Obviously, as I said, about the time that we're in now, it might be hard to go out and buy a good deep conditioner because shops might not be open, but you can buy it online. But you've got ingredients at home. You've got ingredients in your kitchen for protein. You've got mayonnaise, you've got eggs, you've got yogurt and coconut milk. Most of us have those in our cupboards. For moisture, you probably have avocado on hand, some honey, some banana, some shea butter. It sounds delicious. If you whip some of these together, add a protein and moisture element together, you got a really nice deep conditioner there. So give those a try. Look in your kitchen. In the same vein, you want to limit heat. You don't want to keep straightening your hair. As I said, we're indoors, and you don't want to be having extra dryness going on with your hair. Avoid styles where your ends are exposed too much. I wouldn't, for example, advise to go and use a braid out in this kind of weather that I'm looking at. Very grey, and it's actually raining today, so yeah, I wouldn't recommend a braid out. That style probably won't last against the weather. And as I've mentioned before, you want to make sure you are putting a heavy butter on your hair this time of year. So now I'm going to just be talking about some style suggestions. Certainly you could just be wearing your natural hair out without anything in there. And here you can see me just doing a simple cornrow style. So you're certainly able to look nice and still, you know, just have your own natural hair in the winter. But just make sure that you are protective styling. Also, when you are protective styling, make sure that you are paying attention to your scalp, as mentioned before, and you also want to make sure that your hair is moisturized, and you want to make sure that you are actually washing your hair often and making sure that your scalp is clean. So definitely you can, there's many style options of just styling your own natural hair. And as I said, it being locked down in the UK where I am, you know, it might not be so important to make the cornrows if you are just learning. And it's a great time actually to come on YouTube and learn how to cornrow your own hair. Certainly that's benefited me for base styles. So that's styles that need a cornrow base like crochet braid, or actually just learning new styles to do my own natural hair in. So it's a great time to come on YouTube and to learn how to cornrow and to get style ideas of how to do your natural hair while we're in lockdown. You could just learn a new skill. And so you just want to make sure that where you have sensitive areas, your edges and stuff, that's protected in winter. If you are going to be wearing a wig, because some people do corner the base of their hair to be wearing a wig, do not neglect your hair underneath the wig. Just make sure that you are also applying the other principles in this video, making sure that your hair is moisturized, making sure that your scalp is clean and your ends are protected in that. So there's many styles just with your own natural hair. And hair is actually a style that I created as well. This is with 4 locks at the end, and so you can still look very fashionable in the winter with protective styling. And so that's very important, that you find something that you're comfortable with, that both matches the requirement of tucking your ends away but also enables you to look nice. If all else fails and someone normally does your hair and you're not able to get them to do your hair, I've got another video on my channel about wearing scarves. And you, with the winter styles, you want to make sure that your entire head is covered. If it's snowing, like it has been a few times in where I am in the UK, you want to make sure that the whole of your hair is covered, and you can choose really nice scarves. Don't be limited. It's actually a great time to just go through your wardrobe. You would be surprised how many scarves you have in your wardrobe. So it's a good time to dig out those scarves and to try different styles if you just got to pop to the shop. It also keeps you warm. It's an alternative to wearing those woolly hats, and sometimes you can find a more silkier scarf that will go better with your hair texture if you're just wearing your hair out. So definitely try some scarf styles. I would recommend for you to do that. So hopefully in today's video you would have learned that in the winter we need to switch things up a bit. The weather's cold and it might cause some problems for our natural hair, so we need to change things up a bit, and hopefully you've learned something today that you can apply. Thank you so much for watching to the end, and here is the scripture for you. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything that you desire will be added onto you. So I hope you have a great day. I hope you are well. I hope your family is well, and thank you so much for checking out my content. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, share it with someone that you think might benefit from it, and like it, and leave me a comment. That just gives me the encouragement to do much more videos for you guys. There's lots more videos on my channel, check them out. And if there is a video that you would like to see that's not there, leave me a comment and I will make a video on that. So thank you so much, and have a great day.